Hey everyone, Art Burns here, wishing you well today. I wanted to talk today about a really, really important skill. Now, some people have this a little bit more naturally occurring than others, but for anyone, whether you have it a lot or you don't have it at all, it is a trainable skill. And what I'm talking about today is empathy. Empathy is enormously important for our interpersonal relationships. It's important, it's an integral part of emotional intelligence, which is also an enormously beneficial quality to have in our lives. And empathy is also sort of the gateway to compassion. I've talked here a lot about compassion and how important it is, and both for our physical body, our emotional health, our mental health, and our just performance, our stress reduction. Compassion can serve us in all these ways and more. And empathy is the thing that allows us to kind of progress into compassion, right? Empathy essentially is the ability to sense what somebody else is going through, right? Now, whether that's a painful thing or a positive thing, or good energy, negative energy, positive energy, negative energy, what have you. Empathy is the ability to feel someone, to feel them and understand them, right? And yesterday I talked about active listening, and of course this is another quality that comes out of active listening. And this is how one way in which we can train empathy is when we try to, when we listen to people to understand them, right? When we really invest in our, commit to and invest in the process of understanding another person, then what we're doing is we're practicing empathy by doing that, right? And so the more we practice this, the better we get at it, right? The more naturally it becomes for us, and also the more habit forming it becomes, right? The more we do something over and over and over again, the more it becomes automatic. And so like I said, empathy is just really, really important in all of our interpersonal relationships, but it's a key part of the emotional intelligence, right? There are five domains of emotional intelligence. One of self-awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Those are the five sort of domains that make up emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence has been linked to, there's a book called Emotional Intelligence, Why It's More Important Than the IQ, right? That's how important emotional intelligence is, right? As we go through our lives and in all of our interpersonal relationships and all of our endeavors that we do, if, the emotional intelligence essentially is the ability to understand your own emotions and the emotions of another, and to use that information to guide your decisions and to guide your actions for a favorable outcome. Okay, that's essentially what it is. And so whether you're talking about dealing with your or relating to your kids, relating to your spouse, relating to your friends, relating to colleagues or clients, or supervisors or reports or what have you. In all of these situations, emotional intelligence is absolutely key, and it kind of hinges on empathy, right? Because, like I said a moment ago, if you're really listening to people to understand them, right, and you're committed to that, then that is going to be the key to the interpersonal relationships, right? So like, let's say if it's with your children, right? If your children feel as though you care enough to listen to them, to understand them, not just that you're waiting till they stop talking just to correct them, right? They're going to grow in that process, right? The same thing happens between spouses, right? The same thing happens with colleagues. The same thing happens between you and somebody who works at Starbucks. You're going to get better interrelational experiences with people if you can show empathy and you can, actively listen to them. So again, if you'd like any information on how to develop these qualities and how to develop these skills, please hit me up with a comment below. Send me a direct message. Let me help you out with a couple of very, very simple practices you can start doing right away, every day in your life for just a few minutes a day, and develop some of these skills in far less time than you probably think. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Wish you well. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying sane, staying safe, and washing your hands. Take care, everybody.